Hey guys, welcome and thank you so much for stopping by to check out some Clash Royale action. Yes, I am facing a $30,000 deck in today's episode, and that is based upon the experience I had. You might have seen it in the 1.4 million gem episode where I opened $10,000 worth of hypothetical gems in the developer build and only got halfway through level 4 of my legendary cards. And extrapolated out, that means that to get a fully maxed level 6 legendary card should cost somewhere in the range of $30,000. So right here, I am facing a level 12. Now he just has the little measly level 4 legendary cards, but that's still a huge investment. Level 8 epics as well. And so I'm definitely outmatched card-wise, but the lightning spell taking out the princess, hurting the elixir collector and the tower as well. I've got the Golem Swarm deck here, a deck I am very happy with, and it works out pretty well for taking out the prince decks that you see these guys coming with. Until they drop the arrows, then things can get a little difficult because I do have so many arrow vulnerable cards. It's a matter of trying to get your opponent to expend those arrows and then use the other small cards to take down the rest of his troops. I've got the Minion Horde, and now that he doesn't have his arrows up, my favorite card makes quick work of the balloon and moves on to the tower, getting a few hundred hit points off before the princess takes it out. But of course, my arrows take the princess down and we're back to reset. But I am way ahead. He hasn't touched either one of my towers, and his right lane level 12 tower is down over 1,100 hit points. Now my standard strategy facing a higher level player is play more on defense, but when facing an elixir collector player, I've got to play a little more aggressively to prevent him overwhelming me with elixir late in the match. So I've got the golem down once again, lumbering its way towards the other tower, but he's got the prince and it's level 8, so I definitely have to do something to try to stall its approach to the tower. It does get through, the freeze spell grabs my minions, and the arrows take out my goblins also, so not good. That prince gets a lot of damage on my tower, but in the meantime, my golem has approached the opponent's tower, and it looks like because he's focused so hard on the left-hand side, I should be able to get some good damage down on that right-hand tower, stopping the balloon once again. And look at the minions on the left-hand side. They're going to town on that tower, and below 1,000 hit points for both towers. The right tower is going to fall, and the left tower so badly damaged. Those minions, again, such a sleeper card. So good at doing damage if they're not counteracted. And we are down below 30 seconds. He knows he has to push hard on both towers. So much damage done to his left tower. He comes after me with the balloon, and once again, the Minion Horde annihilates that balloon before the princess could stop it, and I am moving forward on his tower. 10 seconds left. He has absolutely no chance of stopping me. In fact, it looks like I might close in on this other tower, and maybe... could it be a 2-0 crown victory? It is, as time runs out, beating the level 12 player with level 8 epics, 2 crowns to 0. But next up, we've got the replay that you probably came here for, and that is facing a completely maxed out princess. Yes, she is level 6, and that is 86 legendary cards that are necessary in order to upgrade her all the way to the maximum level. If you recall, back in the $10,000 episode, I received only 26 of the legendary cards and had, I believe it was the Ice Wizard, only halfway through level 4. So it looks like this player has probably invested upwards of $30,000 on this deck, getting him to completely maxed out level 8 epics, and there it is, the level 6 princess, but I am going to take her down with the arrows. First time that ever happened. I had never seen my arrows fail to take a princess down before. She is still coming after me, and I realize I'm in big trouble with a princess that is such a high level that arrows will not take her down. And this came after the princess nerf. After she had her hit points reduced by about 10%, she still didn't fall to those arrows, and I realized I'm in big trouble right now. He's got a pair of elixir collectors working, level 8 epics, level 6 princess, and here comes that giant skeleton. We've got to keep it away from the tower. That bomb under its right arm will devastate a tower if it gets anywhere near it as he goes down. But the goblins distracted the skeleton, and now he's going to pursue the golem back onto the other side of the river. Here I drop the arrows again. Apparently I didn't learn the first time, and that princess is still up. I use a zap spell to take her down, and the golems surprisingly get to the tower, doing several hundred hit points more in damage. Now my Minion Horde, favorite card once again, gets in there, finishes off the Musketeer before it gets annihilated by his minions, and he's got the Goblin Barrel. That's a little bit of an oops. We don't have the arrows ready, and we see a lot of damage to my own tower. And in fact, right now, the opponent has the mathematical advantage. Fewer hit points left on my tower than his, and he's got a pair of elixir collectors working again. I am definitely up against it right now. Doesn't look good as we go into double elixir. And once again, it's going to be the Golem versus the Giant Skeleton. Luckily, that Golem will get in there and intervene, and in fact, push the Giant Skeleton back away. Now I drop the Zap. That's a good stun. I am going to have to use the arrows here, but it does take down the Minion Horde, but of course, it leaves me vulnerable to the Goblin Barrel, but it's counteracted by my own Goblins. Not too much damage. Maybe a couple hundred hit points came off there. The Goblins move forward, and another Giant Skeleton. This time my favorite card goes to work quickly. The Minion Horde gets the skeleton down and trying to get out of the way in time. No, they can't get out of the way. They are vaporized by the bomb, but I am ready for another Golem. He drops his Minion Horde. I've got my arrows. He's got his Goblin Barrel. It is a fast-paced game of deploy, counter, but luckily with this low elixir deck, other than the Golems, so many cards that I can deploy quickly, react to whatever he throws at me. Again, he's got the Giant Skeleton. Yet again, I've got the Minion Horde. We are into sudden death, and the Giant Skeleton just barely stopped in time before he drops the bomb. That bomb would have finished the tower had he gotten just one or two more steps. Here come a pair of Musketeers. They will destroy the tower, but no, the Golem steps in just in time. The rocket falls on the tower, and had that Musketeer gotten one shot off on that tower, I lose right there. The rocket combined with a single musket ball would have finished off that tower, but instead, we've got a full-size Golem pushing on his tower, and there's no way he can stop it. That is the end of this tower, and that is the victory. 1 crown to 0. That one single Musketeer shot would have made all the difference. Instead, it's a victory over a level 12 with a level 6 legendary card. Definitely one of my more rewarding wins recently. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you, as always, for sticking around all the way to the end of this episode. Please hit that subscribe button, thumbs up before you leave, and yes, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and join me back here tomorrow for more full attacks. Galadon, level 6 princess. That's a lot of gem boxes.